Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to another live edition of Mafia Roundtable, Cicale's Corner Unfiltered. With yours truly, Dominick Cicale. Hope everybody's having a great day. And let's say hello to everybody. Cynthia, Tina, CJ, what's up, my man? CJ, John, Nancy, Nicole, what's going on? Francisco, he was speaking very. Oh, Francisco was speaking very disrespectful. We'll address that in a minute, Nancy. Scully, Francisco, you need to behave. So, William, what's up? Cynthia, Scully, Giles, Anthony, John, Anna, hello. How are you today? Who else do we have? Michael, Nancy again. Star, what's up? Good to see everybody. Raphael, good to see you. Mark, Wise guy, what's going on? Big Arms in the house. 777 The Truth. Richie, White Earp, what's going on? Hello, everybody. Good to see everybody's coming on. Thank you. Today, you know what, folks? You could ask me whatever you want. Whatever you want, questions, whatever you want. And by the way, folks, let's start off. You see OCN? Yesterday, there was some major selling, and today it's bouncing back. And we haven't even launched all our stuff yet, so wait till that comes out. We're on the brink. I spoke to the website guys, and they're doing the website and the shopping center. We should be good to go by next week. So with that, have the website. Can't wait to see it. The gaming app, I didn't touch base with them today, but I will touch after the show. Just really a crazy, hectic day today, but hope everybody's doing well. That's for sure. Pat says, anyone seen Jimmy Calandro's video with the cop who gave him a ticket? No. I'm sure that was hilarious. So let me see. Let's come up with a. Try and think. Give me some ideas. What stories you want to hear? What stories? Let's hear. You want to hear jail? What's going on with Dubai? Dubai was still waiting. Like I said, the UK gets funded first. We're next. So once the guys get funded in the UK, they told me they'll forward me some of the funds, knowing I'm second in line. But folks, I never count on anything till the funds hit the account. So, and I've learned that through life. It's just people say everything. We signed documents already, but the UK funds have to hit first. Mob Talk, thank you for the contribution. Appreciate it. Much respect. Thank you. So I don't count on it till it hits the account. Pat says, Dom, is there anything that can happen to cause OCN to fail? Yes, I get killed. If I get killed, it might really skyrocket then. Listen, Pat, anything in life could happen. Nothing's guaranteed, but I can tell you one thing. It might go down, but it's going to go back up. People can't pull the rug. We have too good of a base, and we put safety protocols in place. So we're okay. We're okay. Just bear with us. It'll go. Rome wasn't built in a night. What we achieved in 65 days, folks, it's unbelievable. And to sustain it. Look at all these other coins. They shoot up to where we shot up, then they go back down to 0.0340. So we sustain it. What's up, Michael? Thank you for the contribution. Hey, Dom, are you still in contact with PJ? Any stories? Oh, I got PJ stories. Maybe we'll go into them in a minute. James Dominick, not the James you know, but nevertheless, a big fan of the show, pal. Dominick was always a nickname I remember people throwing around as a kid growing up in Brooklyn. Thanks for the content. Oh, you're welcome. I appreciate it. No, thank you. I figured you're not the James. The James I know is too scared to come on. Too big softy he is. So I'm going to run into him and I'm going to bust his ribs. I'm going to just give him a rib shot. So he'll probably say, stop. That's messed up. Nah, who knows? Anyway, just having fun, folks. Everybody hit the like button. That's what Raphael said. Hit that like button. Otherwise, that's it. Dom's not coming on anymore. I didn't say that. Hey, Donna. Hello. How are you today? Uh, what do we have? Anna, do you have any questions? You're usually good with that. What would you like to hear? And I'm not talking then. Pat says, would 1K be enough? Anthony, 1K. I don't know what you're talking about. What, to invest? Anything's enough. It depends what you're comfortable with, what you could afford. That's for sure. Um, he said he's gonna bust his ribs. Nah, that's with love. That's with love. Dom, the Uncle Lucas story, please, please. All right, I gotta get the paperwork and everything. I gotta show you the passports, the banking accounts. There's a lot. There's a lot with the Uncle Luca. I keep on forgetting. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but that was a good story. Let me see. Let me see. What story could I tell? It's mind blowing. I just lost my mind. Oh, Anna says, where do you keep the famous red tracksuit? I just busted it out. I was supposed to wear it in one of my shows, but I have it. I have that famous red tracksuit. That's my Sean John. Is it Sean John? I think it's Sean. It's one of those suits back then. Yeah, I still have it. Won't give it up. That's for sure. Dom, are you happy with Trump's handling of the Epstein files? Um, I've heard the reason why they're not coming out with the names on the list, that there was a list, being the fact there's a lot of famous people on the list that it could hurt, that they might not have been involved with the shenanigans that went on. They were just on the list whether to go to the island to hang out, and that's always possible. Always, I would never doubt that one bit. But everybody would look at it negatively towards them, and it would help slander them, and it could ruin them. It could actually hurt them financially. So that's why I heard they're not coming out. Anna said, needs to go to the Mob Museum, LOL. One day soon. CJ says, quiet Dom's son. CJ, that's going to come out when the movie comes out, with the movie. So that's going to come out with the movie, when the movie comes out, without a doubt. Everybody will learn what actually happened, what went on, the inner circles. But we got to wait till one more person passes away, without a doubt. Brent Alexander, thank you. OCN to the moon, thank you for the contribution. That's it, folks. We're waiting. We're pushing the coin. I spoke to a lot of people after this. I'm going to speak to an influencer. So we're bringing on people in the crypto world now. Since we have a base, we have stability. The 29th, I will be in St. Louis, sitting down with a group regarding OCN. So we have a lot going on. And then August 1st to the 4th, I will be in LA, sitting down August 2nd with Michael Franchise. So it's going to be fun. It's definitely going to be fun. Timothy O'Reilly, thank you for the contribution. Question, why don't people hit the like button? I don't know. People, hit the like button. Hit the like button. I have 140 people on the live. There should be 310 likes. You know the way we work in the Mafia. We tell everybody, hit that like button. Hit it, hit it. Anyway, Pat, Dom, how exactly do I invest? Website? Pat, go to a coin base that sells Solana. So whether it be any Coinbase company that you could buy Solana on, then open up a Phantom wallet, transfer the Solana to the Phantom wallet, and then you could do a coin swap. It's really easy. Or if you have Robinhood, I know New York, you could do it, but they freeze up the funds. But if you're not in New York, go to, I know I go to my Robinhood account. I buy my Solana From there, once I buy it, I transfer it over to my Phantom wallet. And then once you're in the Phantom wallet, you push up OCN and you do a coin swap. It's really simple. It's not hard. So, why to just killing time with Angel God when Angel God he could tell Angel. All right, good, good. Send my love. That's what you do. Donna says, "What's considered a big baby?" I have no idea what you're talking about, Don. Bug says, Dominic, who runs the Connecticut mob in Fairfield County? I have no idea. I really don't know anymore. Could be Ralphie Balsamo. Could be running that area. They have somebody up there, but he's probably oversees it. Dom, what should we stop asking? Dom, should we stop asking about Epstein, like Trump said? Um, I don't agree with that. You know, if people want to ask, they should ask. They have the right to ask. That's what this country is built on: freedom of speech. There's people that want to know. I would just release it, give it to them. You know what? Everybody's grown ups here. Just release everything. The public should know. Wise guy said, "Oh, where'd you go, wise guy? I'm back. I was just responding to Michael Franchese. He's going to interview someone and ask for suggestions for questions." Ah, nice, nice. Nancy, did you see my question above? Yes, I did, and I'm going to go back to it, Nancy. Let me go back. I meant to go back, but I was on I get on a roll, you know. I'm not all there. I'm about 10 marbles short of a dozen. Let me see. Where's Nancy? Now you got me searching. Nancy, I don't see it. Nancy, you mind rewriting it, please? Excuse me. Oh, do you remember when Joe Colombo got shot? No. I saw the shot today with Gene B, where he was very disrespectful to Colombo. Young people don't know history. What's your opinion? Thanks. Well, I haven't seen it. You're right about that. A lot of younger people don't show respect. And I think if you're talking about Chris Colombo, one of the Colombos, not the father, I don't know. You know what? I can't comment on that. I didn't see it, but I will watch it and come back to it tomorrow. But I did not see that interview. I did not see what he said. So I don't want to respond to something I don't know. That's not fair. But I agree as far as the younger generations, they're entitled. They're entitled. Not saying Gene is, just saying the younger. I would say the generation younger than him. Bug says, thanks for the great show as always. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. My pleasure. My pleasure. Gene is known for brutally beating women. Why would respects Colombo? Well, you know what? I'm not even going to go into this. Is not about Gene, so we're not going to go there. So we'll keep it at that. Was right on the corner where I lived. Okay. Scott says, I heard from a reputed source that the sea monster runs in Connecticut scenes. I have no idea, and I have no clue what you're talking about. Anthony says, Dom, Michael Franchese can tell you everything about Joe home, but he was standing a couple of feet away from him when he got shot. You know what? I'm sure he was. I'm sure he was. Dom, Big Dom, you should make stories on the links I sent you. I have to check it out, guys. I've been slammed like there's no tomorrow. I'm pulled in every different direction. Trying to get social media up on all different avenues just to get it compliant for crypto. So I'm revamping a lot of things. There's not enough hours in the day for me. My days start at, I'm out of bed. I'm up at 3. I'm out of bed by 4, and it's just, and I go nonstop, nonstop. I look, I didn't have time to shave. Now I didn't shave because tomorrow I will be shooting in Sarasota. We're going to be shooting more episodes, so that's what Michael. Great, great, really good. And then we're shooting from the 24th to the 27th. We're putting out a lot of content. So, G, thank you for the contribution. Dom from London, best city in the world. Why did Italian American families develop elaborate honor code and rituals while British firms like the Craze operated more like brutal business without the old world traditions? I don't know with that. You know what? The Mafia did start out with protecting its own from outside corrupt forces and then became a corrupt force. Nowadays, I think it's in shambles. The old timers, especially in the Genovese crime family, the real person who's running it is so far removed from the day to day, doesn't care. Probably sits back, gets his envelopes, and that's it. I don't blame him at all. He's not looking to go to jail at his age. And then you have the face of the Genovese, Barney, who's uh, I don't look at him as the next up and coming or the last Don. I think of him as just a new type of wise guy. And that's it. Odin, thank you for the contribution. Appreciate it. What type of guy was Cesar Bonaventura? I don't know. I never met him. I heard he was a great guy, big, big drug dealer from what I heard. That was Baldo's boy. Baldo loved him. It was Baldo's guy. So other than that, I'm sorry. He was before my time. What's that? Demlada? Dom, thanks for the great stories. Do you know Russell Monero? No. When was the last time you saw Bruno? Last time I saw Bruno was, I think, just before he got violated. So that would had to be 2004 was the last time I saw Bruno. I heard he's doing well, driving the neighborhoods in his Mercedes. I don't know how true that is. He has an S series, big 4-door, from what I was told, but I heard he's doing well. Michael says, Dom, do you know Peter Puggs from Staten Island? Dom, he was the Bonanno captain. No, I never met him. I think he was in jail when I was out. Never met him. Michael says, Dom, okay, I read that. Sorry. Arturo says, Dominick, what's your problem with Barney? He's retired in Florida. Why the hate? I don't hate him. I just don't like the stigma of him. Just because everybody says he's sharp, he's really old school, then how could you put a junk box on Front Street, meaning hippie? How could you put Ralphie Balsamo with so much power? He's not quality. They're not quality. People could say it to me because I cooperated. Big deal. That's it. But other than that, when I was in the life, nobody could say anything that I wasn't quality. I wasn't for the life. I conducted myself old school ways, the way I was groomed, the way I was brought up. And these guys are just laughing. They're jokes. They're jokes. So you can't say the Genovese, even though they're basically underground nowadays. They're so low in the cut, it's not even funny. And to say they're the top when they're not doing anything, they have buffoons, junk boxes as the face of that family. I just don't think it's a good look for organized crime. I think it's a disservice. That's why, folks, I'm happy I cooperated. Because if I didn't cooperate and I'm on the streets, people like myself, all these rats running around, I'd be killing them. There's no doubt about it. If I'm in the life, I'm killing them. They're a disrespect for me. That's the way I look at it. My pride would not let me go. That's why it took me over 4 years to deal with the fact I cooperated. I could not handle it mentally. That broke me down. That broke me down bad. I have never been as sick to my stomach, depressed, just hated myself for what I did for many years. And that was the most difficult thing I ever did in my life. I don't regret it. I don't regret it. I came out on top, and I'm okay. Excuse me. Tony says, "Hey, family, Dominic, everybody. I know everyone doing. What's everyone doing? How's everyone doing this afternoon? Really glad to get here before it ended. Well, I'm glad you're here too, Tony. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for making the effort." Michael says, "My uncle tells us all the time the same thing. The life has changed so much. They all turn, and they're the toughest men I know." It has. It has. The life has turned. There is no more loyalty, number one. There's no more respect. Because if I was out there, guys like myself, if I was like all the cooperators wouldn't be in the New York area, from the John Litos to the Nicholas Piscotti, even myself. If I was living up there, I would take everybody out. And it's just pride. It's a sense of pride. It's respect for my fallen brothers who got put away by cooperators, rats, however you want to say it. But I'm okay with it now because I flip sides, and I'm happy that I'm not there, because I'd just be a poster child and I'd be right back in jail, and that's not me. So yeah, damn. I'm just gonna say damn. Russell Monero is the guy that alongside Bruno on the Carmine Galante hit. I never met him, so I don't know and I can't comment. Mickey Boy, do you know Bruno, or was he away? No, I knew Bruno very well. Bruno introduced me to Vinny Basciano. We met December of 1999, the day I got off of not supervised release, the day I was released from the halfway house. That week, I think it was on Friday, I went to New York, had my uncle Pete the next set up the meeting with Bruno, and I met in the Manhattan Grill. I met Bruno and Vinny Basciano. And that's where I met Vinny for the first time. But to answer your question, I knew Bruno very well, loved Bruno till this day, comical, great guy. And we were close. We were close. Giovanna, did the Bonannos hold a wake for the two captains that were dug up? No, 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 we didn't. I'm pulling out all the stops, Francisco. That's what All Star says. John Gotti never ratted. John Gotti Jr.? No, John Gotti Sr. never ratted. Correct. John Gotti Jr., yes, he did rat. There's 302s. Once you tell, in the Mafia, once you tell law enforcement anything, you can't pull it back. You're a rat. That's it. Case closed. You don't tell. You don't speak to law enforcement. You don't sit down with them for Queen for a day. So yeah, I beg to differ. The rules of Cosa Nostra, he ratted. And that's what I mean, folks. Today, he's walking around New York. In our day, wouldn't be walking around. We make an example out of him. All bets are off. Tina says, Dom, if you were still out there, your crew, I honestly think your neighborhood would be like it used to be. Well, I don't know about that, but I know there'd be a lot more substance there. A lot more substance there. But, you can only do so much. You can only turn around so much or change things, because once the influx comes in, can't stop it. Can't be buying everybody's house that they sell. So, of course, it's going to change. But at the end of the day, you just can't stop it. You can't stop it. But yes, there would be a lot more presence if that would help. Presence of substance. And I could guarantee you people one thing. Sally Daz would have never gotten killed. His son would have never made that move if his son actually did it. But I'm sure the evidence points to Anthony doing that. But that would have never happened on my watch or Vinny's watch. That's for sure. That you could bank on. Joe E., good afternoon, Dom. That was a wise move you did when Sammy came to you and said he needed $250K on the deal proposed. Yeah, on the deal you proposed him. I saw the handwriting on the wall. It's not my first rodeo. To me, that's total greed. Those guys were putting up $1 million for us, and they're doing it because of me, because they believe that he could be the face of it. And to ask for $250 for his pocket, that's disgusting. Disgusting. Bobby says, hey, Dom, greetings and go to OCN family. We got the OCN in the house, folks. Come on, hit that like button. Give me 100. We're 13 away from it. CJ, is it true John Gotti Jr. was shelved prior to Queen of the Day? That's BS. That's BS. It doesn't matter. Even if he was shelved, you still ratted. You're still accountable. Even though you're shelved, you're still a Mafia. I ratted. Technically, I'm still a Mafia. I'm still in the Mafia until the day I die. You know why, folks? When that list goes out, you get 5 a year. The only way you could get more is if somebody dies. If I die, so say if I die this year, they get the 5. I die, they get 6. They don't get 6 because I ratted. I'm still considered in the life. Even though I'm not in the life, but you're still in. So if you're shelved, you're still in. And if you tell, you're ratted. Case closed. That's like saying, you know what? I'm 80 years old. I'm out. I'm left alone. I go to Florida. They're leaving me alone because I'm an old timer. If I start talking, I ratted. That's it. Simple. I don't know any other way to explain it. What we have? Ways. Thank you. Thank you for the contribution. Big salute to you, Big Dom, and your team. I enjoy your show. You're the real deal. Have you considered doing a movie or a series about your life? You got full support. Continue to kick butt. OG. There you go. Thank you. Anna, get to work. You heard what Wiz said. Wants that movie. There you go. Anna's my manager. There you go. Take it, Anna. Let's do it. Anyway, people, Governor, need the pardon. Not the pardon, the clemency. Get the clemency. We run for governor. Your support, we get in. I do this show as governor. I would say this is Dominick Cicale, former mobster, new governor of the state of Florida. You can't make this up. If that happens, oh my Lord, we will make history again. Gee, thank you for the contribution, Dom. I've been thinking hard about the difference between an informer and a criminal. Oh my God. Maddie! Folks, hold on. Hold on. Oh my God.
Oh,
Come on, Snowball.
how'd he get out
Come on.
there?
Yeah.
I didn't even see him get out there.
Look at my little man. Snuck outside. There he goes. Here.
He's chilling over here.
Oh my Lord.
You bad boy.
He's an escape artist, folks.
You bad boy.
I usually hear him. Okay, I have French glass doors here that go out to the back, the pool and everything. And over here I have panel glass doors. Usually I hear meow, 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 meow. He'll stay there all day. All of a sudden I hear meow, and I see him late. He's at this door crying. I'm like, oh no, you're not supposed to go there. No. Anyway, sorry about that. Let's put the lighting back. There we go. Anyway, G says, Dom, I've been thinking hard about the difference between an informer and a criminal. And here's my conclusion. Okay, you lost me on that one, G. I'm sorry. Let's see, we said that one. Make sure we got everybody in. Now I know how to pull them up. Let's pull them up. Fan funding super chats. Oh, Ryan Brown. See, I know how to pull them up. Dom, why would Tony Mira put a beef in that Donnie Brasco stole $250,000 from a drug deal if the rules is no drugs shouldn't have been clipped? Absolutely. Should have been clipped, but the Bonanno is known for drugs. The Bonanno crime family, that's the heroin connection. I mean, Bonanno's everybody. You had Sonny Red, you had Bruno dealing drugs, you had Baldo Amato, Caesar, you had George from Canada, Vinny. I mean, that whole family's known for drugs. Even Carmine Galante, drugs, heroin. Bonanno's are notorious for drugs. G, okay, here's G's second question, I think. Informants choose, what's that? Society's welfare over criminal loyalty, helping stop ongoing harm despite betraying oaths. Active criminals stay loyal but continue victimizing innocent, morality worse. Gee, good, really good questions. But let me tell you my perspective on it. Make sure I got okay, we got all the chats taken care of. Now we'll go back to the live messages. My perspective on it is, you know what? To me, ratting was disgusting, filthy. It was against the code. So yes, I'm not out there hurting people, but the only people I ever hurt were people in the life. I wasn't one of these mobsters that took advantage of innocent people, civilians we call regular people. That's who I am today, a civilian. I didn't take advantage of them. Did not take advantage. Even when I pulled up Joe Zaleski, he's probably passed away now, so I'm going to talk about it. Joe Zaleski was the owner of Chrysler Borg. Chrysler Borg at the time was the third largest construction company in Manhattan. They put up the building on 57th Street. It was the first green building in Manhattan, right across the street from the BMW dealership. Joe was a little stout man, and I pulled him up, and I just told him, I said, Joe, you can't be in this city, run construction projects, and not be around anybody. From this day forward, you're around me. And here's what I want from you. I don't want money. I want to take on the projects. So if you're putting up a building, you have electrical work, I want the opportunity to bid on it. Send the plans to me. Let me bid. So I have electricians, I have bricklayers, I have carpenters, I have plumbers, I have engineers, whatever you need, I have. Just give me the access. If I can't perform the work, that it's too big or too detailed, or the pricing, I can't come in at the pricing, I'll walk. And that's it. If I'm on the job performing the work and it's shoddy, it's not up to par, kick me off the job. I'm okay with that. I'm not shaking you down. I want first right to refusal on everything. He said, okay. To a point, even on some of the jobs, Dom, take the garbage nobody has. All right, let me get some containers, some cans on they call it cans. Get some cans on the job. And that's the way I worked with Joe. Simple. There was some projects where, Joe, I can't meet that price. Your pricing's too good. And that was it. That was it. But the level of respect he had for me was unwavering. And I said this story before. I'm in Manhattan. It's Christmas time. I'm with my son's mother. We just walked out of a restaurant. He had Dominick comes running over. I say, Joe, what's up? Big hug, because I never ran into him on the job sites. I would see his head guy or send somebody there. I want to introduce you to my son. He's on a college break. Now, this is a guy who I went into, knows I'm a gangster. Didn't hide from me. He called me to introduce me to his son. And I found that to be really humbling, nice. And that was it. So I enjoyed it. You know, it just gave me pride. So I treat everybody fair. Now, I'm reading something now that got my attention. Frank, you had a situation with Joe Caves locked up. What happened? What happened? Joey Caves is a stone cold killer, without a doubt. Without a doubt. Not the brightest or sharpest tack in the box. Can be a nice guy at times. Can be a nice guy. He punked me out. You hear that, folks? I keep it real here. Joey punked me out day in and day out, trying to get under my skin. Joey's the type of guy who's a bully. Joey knows if he could pick on you and you're not going to do anything, he will continue to pick on you. Drove me crazy, calling me a sissy, calling me names, everything. I would just avoid him. It bothered me so much. He knew the fact that after I messed up the guy, I wasn't looking to get jammed up. Greg Andres threatened me he would rip up my agreement. And you know what? I turned my life around. But he punked me out almost every day with his shenanigans, his BS, his bull. Until one day, I actually, he came at me and I turned around and I had my hands up and he was like, he just stopped in his tracks. But that was it. Not that anything was going to happen. I just got to a point where I had enough, but it was bad. He punked me every day. That's what Joey Caves did. Took advantage of me. Knew I wasn't going to do anything. I wanted to bust him up so bad. You have no idea. Now, if this was the Dominick who was walking in when I first came in, I would have lit his ass up like there was no, I would have put him in the hospital. Just the way I did the rat hunter. There was a rat hunter in Putnam County Jail. When I tell you, they took, my hands were like the Elephant Man. His head was cut open from one end to from my hand. That's how hard I was hitting him. They took him out. Ambulance came, took him away. Blood all over the place. Little Chucky was there. Pete Cicale was there. And when I tell you I busted him up, the cops were terrified. When I had my hands up, usually people who's ever on here and they know, when you're in a jail, you're in a situation, they come, they grab you, they put you down, they handcuff you, they take you to the shoe. They did not grab me. They did not. And all the cops came in there. And I had little Chucky coming by me. He's like, Dom, just relax. I had my hands up. I said, come on, let's go. And they said, I was under an assumed name. They said, calm down. I said, I'm not going to segregation. I'll go to my cell. And nobody better touch me. They all stayed. They walked. They were like 5 feet away. They walked me to my cell, cracked open the cell, cracked open, walked in. I said, I'm not going to segregation. All right, just stay calm. And they took the guy out. Never went to SHU. They gave me 3 days lockdown in my cell. Might have been a week. But lockdown in my cell, I couldn't come out. The food came to me. That was it. I got to communicate with everybody. I even had the cops saying, damn, like you went off on him. If it was then with Joey Caves, I would have busted him up bad, really bad. But, thank God it wasn't. So, but no, he punked me out. I was a little bitch with it. And you know what? Made me a better person at the end of the day. Let's see. I know I had some more. Let me see what it was. Who else we have? G, again, thank you for the contribution. It would be good to have a debate on this. You focus on hurting the guys in the life, but they had innocent families that were affected. Absolutely. Absolutely. But you know what? They're in the life. I'm not looking at the family members. I'm targeting the respect for the life. That's the difference. You're in the life. Like I was in the life. I know my life could be taken like that, but I'm in it. I'm not concerned about my family members. I'm concerned, meaning if I die, people, you don't look at it. Well, if I get killed, my daughter's going to cry. This one's going to cry. My wife, my mother. You don't look at it that way. So, yes, when you're targeting somebody, you don't think. Actually, I did with Randy. I knew because I knew his girlfriend, Roxanne, his daughter, sweetheart, and I felt for them. I saved Randy on one occasion, but Randy just didn't want to listen. So when your ticket's punched, it's punched. So Brown Snake, a lot of these guys are like kids in a schoolyard, talk shit in front of the lunch lady or the washwoman, and knowing they will break it up if they try to take the absolutely happens all the time. Or they start acting big. I've seen so many guys act big when their cronies come around. Now all of a sudden they're coming at you and all that tough Tony. Listen, I was in the Albanians den by myself. The Albanians den. Nikki gave me the respect. You want guys? Go back, get some of your guys. I don't need my guys. You my friend? He says, yeah. Am I here with you? He said, yeah. I don't need anybody. I got you. I'm a man. And when I went to work on his Albanian, what could he do? He could stuck up for the Albanian, but he knew what was going down. Listen, I don't fear anybody. And that's it. When my time's up, but nobody's going to punk me except Joey Caves. He's the only one that, my God, he punked me like there was no tomorrow. So it's what it is. I keep it real. I don't have to lie. He's not here. So I can make up a story. That's not me. I'm not scammy. I don't have to make up stories. Golf. Hard to work later. Doing good. And you. Okay, it wasn't to me. Big Arms Dom. Can I ask on the one hand one hard question? Absolutely. How many did you help put away? If you don't want to answer it, it's okay. No. Put away a lot of guys. There was some heavy indictments. Testified, I think it was four trials. Three of them was with Vinny. One was with Vinny and Patty. Then John Gotti Jr. trial, and that was it. Those were my trials. But that went away. Maybe about 3 dozen guys went away. They all took pleas. Most of them, except Vinny and Patty. But Patty was already locked up. So yeah, about, and then I don't know. I'm just assuming maybe 3 dozen guys, if that. So Tommy says, laugh. Don's laugh kills me. If I lived by you back in the day, you'd be fucking. Oh, you'd be effing more girls than you and Vinny. I would be, or you would be. I don't know what you said. Well, Tommy, I'm glad you would be. So, in the jacket, what's up? I haven't seen you in a while. Dom, what's your opinion? Are you playing? What's your options? Are you playing this week? What's your option? I my options. Oh, I went into Meta. Born to Meta. I had Eli Lilly yesterday. I went out. So I was getting hammered. All of a sudden, I came back today. I'm like, I give up. Sometimes the bear gets you. Or some days you're the statue and the pigeon's taking poops on you, and some days you're the pigeon pooping on the statue. Yes, there was the statue. Brown Snake. A lot of these guys are okay. We read that already. Jeff, Dom, did you know Peter Shish? No. Big drug dealer from the Bronx, Hunts Point. No, I did not know him. Timothy O'Reilly, why didn't the mob pivot into legitimate businesses? We did. I had a lot of legitimate businesses. They do. Nowadays, most of them are in legitimate businesses. That's the way to go. And we use each other's resources to propel in business. AB says, JB. Never met JB. He was down in Mulberry Street. That's where he stayed. Nobody bothered him. Frank, did you ever have any interactions with Barney? What did Vinny think of Barney? Good question. No, Barney was in jail. I met his kids. His kids were all stuck up. They thought who they were. Met them at Omni Gym because the Fiorinos is Barney's brother-in-law. They owned Omni Gym in Pelham. Vinny said Barney was a good guy. Barney was very well educated and a sharp guy. Street guy? No, not a street guy. Educated guy, but sharp. So, and Barney was well liked by the chin, without a doubt. In the jacket, that happened to me. Okay, it wasn't for me. Brown Snake. Dom, did you ever consider a second channel to discuss specifically alternate coins or stock plays? Seems like a lot of your followers here inquire the same. I have been in the industry for some time. Love talking dollars. Yes, Brown Snake. We actually do have official Crypto Nostra. I have a YouTube channel. I have to check it out because I applied to do a live. And the lives we're going to do is Crypto World. So on official Crypto Nostra. So we are going to start that soon. So yes, it is coming. And we'll talk stocks. We'll talk a lot. It will be finances. I have to integrate it, though, with Mafia Roundtable. Shooting the dice. Yo, Dom, do you consider Michael Franchese a rat? Michael, I have a high regard for. I considered he cooperated. I will not say the word to him. I have too much respect for him. But he gave information, so he cooperated. So yes, I do consider him a cooperator, just like myself. The R word I will not say about Michael. I have too much respect for him. Michael's too classy. And you know what? Michael got out of the life. That was the best thing he could have did for himself. And people, anybody that gives information cooperates. Sorry. Is what it is. Did he hurt anybody? I don't know. I didn't look into his case. I didn't look into it. But I know he provided information. You provide information, you cooperate. Simple as that. If he didn't hurt anybody, he didn't hurt anybody. But that I don't know. So I'll just keep it at that. I have a high respect for him. He's one of the classiest guys I've ever met in the life, were in the life. And I just saw a show with him and his daughters. I mean, classy, classy. See now that I'm jealous of. I'm envious of him being a great father to his daughters, being understanding, being a dad. Being a dad, that's something I never had. That's something I always envied. And I wish I did have it. I would have been a different person. But you know what? I still don't. I'm happy with my life, and it's just everybody's dealt a different life. But that's what I'm envious and jealous of. That's what I give him, his family, because that's what it's about at the end of the day. The love his daughters have for him, I envy that. So, Michael, you did a great job from when I saw that interview. Great. Congrats. I mean, you're just a class act in itself. So, guys like Michael enhanced the Mafia when he was in the life, enhance the Mafia. Guys like Sammy degrade the Mafia, make it look like we're all just buffoons, we're animals, So Michael, Vinny, Louis Dedone, Funzy, Big Ernie, Quiet Dom, even Barney, Tommy Shots, and I could keep on going. They enhanced the Mafia life, the code, being nice, honorable, respectful, not having a chip on their shoulder, not being aggressive because who they are, walking around cocky like the Sammy the Bulls of the world. Like guys like that, they destroy it. They destroy it. They give us all a bad name. Even till this day, Sammy's still doing it. And that's not good. Michael says, was Frank Coper the start of the downfall? Yes, he was. He was the first one that ratted. First one, 2002. And that was the first Mafia guy in the Bonanno crime family that began telling. Joey, Dom, what do you think that some say that Michael bought his way out? I don't think Michael just got out. So I don't know about buying his way out or that. Ways, are your pasta products in stores yet? Would like to support and purchase. I also special in egg rolls, wings, and risotto pasta. Would like to create an egg roll named after the Cicale roll. You got it. You got it. Hit me up. My email's in the description. We could definitely talk. I like that, the Cicale roll. I like it. I definitely like it. Thank you for considering me. Thank you for thinking about it. We do have connections, folks. I did sign the contract. I'm waiting on their end for gelatos. Don Gelato's coming out. So Dom Cicale, Mafia Roundtable, Don Gelato. So we're supposed to start off in 400 bodegas in New York, in the New York area, then go to 4,000 locations. And with that, we're working on shrink wrapping, 15 trucks they have. So we have that deal worked out. So that'll be in stores soon. Once it's out, I'll let everybody know where to find it in New York. Shooting the dice. Yo, Dom, were you in prison with Bobby Luisi? Was he a tough guy? I was with Bobby Luisi. I didn't look at him as a tough guy. I looked at him as a real nice guy. I like Bobby a lot. Bobby was very humble, wasn't aggressive, was considerate, eats like a mofo. He could eat, that's for sure. He eat like he had 4 buttholes. Always laughing, good guy to talk to, shoot the shit with. But would he fight? Of course, I think he would. I wouldn't see why not. But he wasn't one of these aggressive guys. Really nice guy. Tony says, Dom, I went through the same exact experience. And you're right, having a father there is crucial, especially for the teenage years from 12 to 17. Those years are critical, and the kids will go, what's that, for a dad? Yeah. No, it's hard. And you know what? Who became my father? Ernie, Big Ernie, with the Genovese crime family. He became my father. That's who I gravitated to. That's who protected me. That's who looked out for me, and I could do no wrong. And And he was always there. He was always there for me. Cynthia says, Dom, how many hearts I gotta put up in my comment? You missed my comment above. Oh, Cynthia, I love you. Here, there's my heart for Cynthia. There you go. All right. Sorry, Cynthia. Sorry I overlooked you. My bad. What's going on with Dubai? I already answered that. Still waiting. Waiting on the UK to be funded. Then I'm next. So once that happens, the UK is going to break me off because they know I'm next in line. Big Snake, Dom, you should open up a steak joint entitled Big Dom's across the street from Skinny Joe's at the top tier troll movie. We winter playing checkers in the streets. Tony says, and always get the wrong advice. It's difficult when you're a young man, no father for guidance. I had my grandfather, but he died. I was 15. It was difficult. I felt like I had to set my own examples, man. Yeah, it is hard. It is hard. But you know what, Tony? I beg to differ because you have guys out there like LeBron James, grew up with just his mother. They chose a different path. But I guess, and I hate to say this, maybe I was weak where I just wanted that quick money, that I gravitated more to the streets. If I had more discipline, who knows? But you know what? I don't regret anything other than basically cooperating. No, let me rephrase that. My biggest disappointment to myself was cooperating. That was it. Do I regret it? No. I'm happy at the place I'm in now. I'm happy the man I've become, grown into, still learning, still figuring it out, but we're doing the right thing. And I'm happy that I got all you people out there involved with OCN. This is the future. We're going to build this coin. We're going to build the wealth. Just bear with us. I mean, we had things going on today where they're like, Dom wants things like this. No, I don't micromanage. I let people do what they have to do, but I expect some results. I mean, if I give you something for a few days and I ask you, hey, where are you? Oh, I didn't get to it. What do you mean you didn't get to that? I gave it to you. Like, do it. Do it. Don't procrastinate. But when you need something, I'm there. It's just when it does succeed and the big money starts coming in, you're gonna have your hands out, right? Then I have to give you the money after arguing with you time and time and time again. Come on, we're all here together. There's some people I take money out of my pocket to pay, out of my pocket, not even the company, and yet they're ungrateful. I look at it like, wow, like I have to do this? No, I don't have to do anything. I made you part of a team you should appreciate. And, things like that happens. But you have to take the good with the bad. And I don't like negativity because negativity takes away from the producing and moving forward. That's what I try telling the team. But you get people that want to plant seeds on other partners. I'm like, no, that shit's stopping. So sometimes you have to cut the cancer out, and that might be the case here. But all good. We're still moving forward. Still got everything going. James says, "Hey Dom, OCN. That's right, OCN to the moon." Still, Anthony, $70. Damn, $70 for a steak? No, that's crazy. Tony says again, see that what I mean, and that's how I'm with my dear friends. From the Genovese, he watched over me my whole life, 17 to 36. Thank God he's a good man and never would direct me down the wrong path. Well, you're lucky. You're lucky because you have the guys like Johnny Palazzola. They sent this poor kid Randy on a mission from just doing stupid things, thinking it's okay, selling them a dream, and that's no good. So OCN cheesesteaks, says the Irishman. We have Irish Molly in the house. Good to see you, Irish Molly. Mike G, did Big Ernie grab Mike Nose after he knocked you down off the list or after he stole your businesses? No. No, it wasn't. Vinny grabbed Michael Nose. It's not his fight over there. But if something would have happened now about the businesses, I don't know what was said. I know Quiet Dom was extremely upset. And he even said, I'm not acknowledging Vinny. If he comes here, this is what I mean about old timers. He actually pulled me up and said, Dom, I love you. But I'm telling you this now, and it's no disrespect for you. This is how much this guy had respect for me. And he knew I wasn't the boss. It was Vinny. He says, they screwed you over so bad. If Vinny comes to this unit, I'm going to ignore him. I'm going to disregard him. He said, and I'm just letting you know, out of respect. It's no disrespect towards you, but I cannot respect that man, what they did to you. That's the respect I have that old man had for me. So Anthony says, although stockbrokers eat at Peter Luger's and Sparks and write it off. Yeah, they do that all the time. And the Penthouse Club back in the day, the strip joint, Roberto's it was. They had the best steaks in Manhattan. They even wrote it up in the New York Times, best steakhouse in the city. Lee Montoya, God, give me penance, and I want it now. Patience, and I want it now. Jack H, Big Dom. You see your true friend. You see who your true friends are when you need something, not when they need something. Absolutely, Jack. And you got a lot of people. They're not your friends. Trust me, they're not your friends. Ones who you could count on. At the end of the day, mother. Well, with me, when I went away, my mother, my grandparents. And before I cooperated, I gotta say, and I'm gonna my Aunt Barbara, Uncle Joe, that's her husband, my cousin Joseph, Michael, and Matthew, their kids, visited me all around the country when I didn't cooperate. When I cooperated, lost no contact. Then I had my mother and my daughter's mother coming to see me religiously, being there for me. My grandparents, until they passed, they came to see me, travel, and then even my grandmother, my father's mother. So, and my cousin Nancy Pipolo came up on a few visits with her son to see me when she brought my grandmother. Ace says, hey, Dom, did you know how Gino Gillespie, you mean Gillespie, Gino Gillespie, whatever his name is, doing? Also, Stefan Cicale related to you. Yes, Stefan is related to me. That's my second cousin. I did not know him, and what happened to him after, I have no idea what happened to him. But he was my second cousin, and he was around Gino. And Gino was in my crew. So, and Gino never told me that. That's a low life. That's a low life in the mob. Like, he didn't tell me, hey, I have your cousin with me, or Dom, is this your cousin, Cicale? But yes, he was my cousin, but I never met him. Tony, that's so sad. That's so sad, and safer part is the majority of the guys out there now are just like what you just described. They're grimy, FKS, very, very few real men and real hearts left, like my pop. It happens. It happens, Tony. That's it. Nobody wants a crack in their game anymore. Nobody wants to go to jail. The old timers, from Bruno to Tony Green, they're not doing anything. Joey, Dom, where's Joey? You just skipped on me. Lee Montoya. Joe, I don't know where you went on me. Sorry about that. Melissa, happy feast day of Our Lady at Mount Carmel to everyone. Giglio feast happening in Greenpoint this week. Well, happy feast to all you people out there. So that's from Melissa. Melissa, nice to see you. I've never seen you on the channel before. Thank you for coming on. Irish Molly, Dom, you are the most genuine guy on this platform. All around nice guy, very sincere. Well, thank you about that. I don't know about nice guy. I can be an a-hole at times, but thank you for that. I try to keep it real. I'm honest. Like, even with Joey Caves, I was a bitch. I was a little punk. I was a punk. Now I know how it feels when a bully's bothering somebody weaker. And I wasn't weak, but he just kept on, repeatedly abusing. Never put his hands on me, but just provoking, like in my face, like this. It got so bad. I worked out with a blood gang member, black guy. Um, Q, I think, what was his name? Q, or whatever his name was. He turned around, big too, big guy, and he's like, "Joe, leave, what is it?" Like he went at Joe, and Joe's like, "Well, no, I don't know. I don't know. Why are you bothering the man? He doesn't. He's not going to do anything. Leave him alone." Like I felt like a puppy, but it's what it is. I keep it real. Drake, Big Dom, has there ever been a mafia presence in Indiana? Are you aware? No, I'm not aware, so I don't know. Frank, was the hierarchy at your making ceremony? Oh, who was at the hierarchy when you were made? Did who did the work on Sunny Black? Sunny Black, I don't know. I wasn't there. Who was at my making? It was Anthony Urso, that's Tony Green, Joe Camarano Sr. You had Anthony Rubito, Nicky Santoro, Vinny Basciano, Patty DiFilippo. Nicky Santoro was an acting captain for Anthony Rubito at that time, who was an official captain. Vinny was an official captain. Patty DiFilippo was an official captain. Anthony Rubito sponsored somebody. Nicky Santoro sponsored somebody. Patty DiFilippo sponsored somebody, and Vinny Basciano sponsored yours truly. But those were at the show. A77, Joey Caves was a Colombo associate or made guy. Joey Caves was a made guy. I think he had about 5 or 7 murders under his belt. He was just like I said, he could be a nice guy at times, but just wasn't my cup of tea. Wasn't my cup of tea. I would have never hung with him on the street. Joey's the type of guy. He told me a story. He's like, Joe Messino was eating something. He has like a sandwich from the kitchen, and I walk by on the table, and there's 2 more sandwiches, and I just took one off the table. And he looked at me. I said, "What?" "I'm taking it." I'm like, "Really?" "Well, Dom, he had 3 of them, but that's a man. So, to me, that's that's not my cup of tea. So, but yes, he was a made guy. Tony says, Anthony Alato, my man, that's because you have a brain. LOL. Nah, you're good people. I always see you around. God bless, brother. Vincent says, I'm a good man, but I'm not a nice person. Wise guy says, Francisco, do you know the Bohemian Grove? It came camp, powerful people. No, I don't. R. Cole, did you know Captain Anthony Mano? No, did not. Joseph G. Big Dom, do you know one Zoom's pay want to take my business to the next level? I love your anything possible attitude and would love to see how a captain could take my business to the street scale. Hit me up, Joseph. My email's in the description, and we could go back and forth. If I can help you, I can help you. Cynthia says, guys, can we get 150 likes? Come on, guys. 14 more likes. Just hit that like button. Nobody, even the haters, hit the like button. Nobody won't know you hit it. So don't worry. Show a little bit of love. Patrick, thank you for the contribution. Greatly appreciated. Steven says, hey, Dom, hope you are well. Do you think the movie The Godfather was actually the start of the downfall of the mob before? No, the start of the mob was society was moving on with fast life. Now it's the downfall is these phones, is social media. That's the downfall, all the cameras. And then the quality. You don't have the neighborhoods anymore. Lee Montoya, where's Maddie? She goes out back to take the dogs swimming, and Snowball escapes. Snowball's an escape artist. Even when he was a little kitten, he was about this big, I put him in a pen the first day because he wasn't able to jump, they said, for 3 days because he got his thing snip. So him and Tinsel, she had spaded. He got his thing snip. So all of a sudden, you see him climbing up the cage, little escape artist. So I had locked them in the bathroom for a few days because they couldn't jump. Otherwise, they would have tore their stitches. Frank says, why didn't you do anything to Joey Caves? Because in the state jail, I beat the crap out of a rat hunter. I put him in the hospital while I cooperated. Greg Andres was on me. He said, Dom, can't be doing this. I'll rip up your agreement. You put your hands on somebody else again. How am I supposed to go to a judge asked to give you a lenient sentence and you're putting people in the hospital? Can't do it. Can't do it. Next time you hurt somebody, I'm ripping up your agreement. So that's why I didn't do anything to Joe Caves. You didn't. So he goes on to say, Frank, you didn't want to compromise your agreement. Is that why? Yes, it is. I just explained it. Meaning your hands were tied. Absolutely 10,000%. Was that in the WITSAC or regular general population? No, when you're incarcerated in the federal system, they have WITSAC units you have to go into. Unless you sign out, then they'll put you in a dropout yard. But at that time, I wasn't causing any waves because I had an open case. So I wasn't sentenced. So you shut up, you do what you're supposed to do, and that's it. But it happened in the WITSAC unit. People, I'm sorry. Whew, we're going to wrap it up. We're on 1:06. I want to thank you. Give me one more like to 150 and I'll be happy. Ron John, good evening. Goodbye. Good night, everybody. Have a great night. Much respect. Tammy, good night. Frank, good night. Joseph, good night. Sister Sis, good night. Francisco, good night. We have Vincent, John, Lee Montoya, thank you. Thank you, R. Cole. Vincent again, good night. Anthony, thank you. Wise Guy. Nancy, good night. Hope everybody has a wonderful evening. Tomorrow, folks, I am going to post up a video. Check it out. It's something I did. It's recorded, so I'll be in Sarasota filming. So we'll put something up. It'll go into, I'll probably post it maybe 3 o'clock, so you'll see it at 5 as well. Sister Sis, big arms. Melissa, thank you for coming on. Good night. James, good night. Much love and respect, everybody. Thank you. Jay Tracy, thank you. Good night. 7-7, good night. Who else do we have? Emmanuel, good night. Aunt, whatever. Chalanda, good night. Tony, good night. Much love. Thank you, everybody. Anna, wherever you are, good night. Joe, oh, there's Anna. There you go. Tony, all my love. That's it, Anna. We're done. You're giving all your love to somebody else. Anna, we're done. Nah, good night. Have a good night. Donnie, Jack H, Patrick, Golf, Donnie, Joseph, Wise Guy, Jack H again. Peace out. Listen, people, much love and respect. See everybody. I won't see everybody. You'll see me tomorrow night. Susan, also. Take care, everybody. Have a wonderful evening.